Hey everyone, I'm Coco. I wanted to come and make a review of my new Yosuda stationary cycling bike. Yosuda is a very popular brand, and I know there are a lot of reviews on Yosuda bikes. However, most of the reviews on Yosuda bikes are from their entry level bike, I believe it is. I don't know exactly what the specs are for that bike or exact name, so I'm going to put it in the description bar. But this is the Yosuda L010 bike. I think it's a more professional bike. Of course, it's a little bit more expensive, but I got it from Amazon and I love it. As you know, the Peloton bike is a very popular bike. However, it's very expensive. So I wanted to see if I could get a Peloton alternative that will actually work and fit and not make me feel as if I'm missing out on too much. So I did my research, got this bike from Amazon. I actually bought this bike when there were no reviews on this bike. Okay, so I was just jumping in to try to figure out if I could get it. And most people, when you order from Amazon, you can return things, ship them right back. However, I live in a country where shipping is very expensive, so that wasn't really an option. So I felt as if I had to get it right the first time, and I think I did. So let me just go over the specs. I will run over to the bike so you can get a more close view, but let me go over the specs right now. So it is a magnetic resistance bike. Most of the more high quality bikes are magnetic resistance bike, and this is a magnetic resistance bike with a belt drive. I love belt drive because they're a little bit more quiet and there is no maintenance because you don't have to go back and oil up the chains, as opposed to a chain drive belt, a train drive bike. It has a 40-pound flywheel, which makes the ride very, very smooth. And it also has adjustable seats and handlebars that go up and down and back and forth. That's really good. The thing that I really, really love the most is that it has a LCD display monitor that shows your cadence. That's so important. So it shows your cadence / reps per minute. It shows your time, your speed, your calories burned, and there's a way for you to input your gender and your weight so that you could show the calories burnt more accurately. Love that spec. My old bike didn't have, the bike that I was replacing didn't have a cadence meter. I know I could have bought one, but I figured I'd just get something that goes towards to get with the bike. It also has a tablet holder, very, very convenient, and a water bottle holder. I'll move my head in a bit so that y'all can see that. And it has a resistance knob that you use. It says that it has 100 micro adjustable resistance levels. I love the resistance on the bike. It goes from really, really low to really, really high and in between. And I don't know if I like the fact that it's so many different levels that you have to keep turning, but you're not going to be upset that you don't have enough resistance or that you can't take off enough resistance. Okay, so that's great about this bike. So I'm gonna run through just how I put it together, show a few pictures of how it came right out of the box. Now when I got the box, it was 75 pounds. That's what it stated on the box. It was a little hard for me to get it up my staircase, but I did it by myself. It says that you need 2 people, but I did it by myself because I was so excited. I didn't want to wait for anyone to come home to help me. And I did it, and then putting the bike together took me about 40 minutes, and it was very, very easy, very sturdy. When I first did it though, when I first did my first ride, the seat was a little bit wobbly. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened. I bought this cheap bike and now this is what I get. But I went in with the tool again and I tightened it up and now it's perfect. So, sometimes when things like that happen, it's user error and not just the quality of the bike, okay? So let's get into exactly how the bike looks and show you a more up close and personal view of the bike, okay? Okay, so I think I have everything that I need, or everything that at least came with the package, and I think I have the basic understanding of just how to put it together. So wish me luck. I'm about to get started. Okay, so I'll include video footage and pictures of when I just got it and everything that came inside the box. This is the setup while it's been completely put together. Of course, you can see I started with just this piece here, and I added the base piece in the front and the base in the back before I went on to adding this section that holds the seat, the pedals, and then of course the handlebars. Okay, so this is the LCD screen. Here it shows you your reps per minute or cadence. Here it shows your calories burnt, and then down here you can run through either seeing your speed, the distance you've gone, the time you've been working out, and the actual time right now. That's pretty neat. This is a tablet holder. I don't have a tablet, but I usually use my cell phone here so that I can work out and maybe video chat with someone or talk to one of my friends. Um, this is not what it's for, but I usually put my Fire Stick remote right here because I use the Peloton app on my Fire Stick, and that works out pretty well. So I get a nice big screen and I still get my phone clear to deal with it. So this is the knob that you use to change the resistance. The resistance on this can be changed while you're pedaling and it's still very smooth. It says you can't push to stop. I've used that once. I don't really think it's necessary, but I guess it's a good spec to have. The flywheel, like I say, it's a 40-pound or 18-kilogram flywheel. It makes the bike run very, very smooth. And then you, as I told you before, this is magnetic resistance. Oh, look at this. I've been sweating over this baby already. I have to clean it up. But yes, it's a magnetic resistance bike. I love magnetic resistance bikes. It makes them move really smooth and they're actually very quiet. That's part of the reason it's quiet. It also has a belt drive as opposed to a chain drive, which also makes it not only quiet, but then you don't have to do too much uh how could I say this, maintenance. Like you don't have to oil it, and a belt drive just tends to last a bit longer than a chain drive. Then there are the pedals. Now, like I said, these aren't as comfortable as the old pedals on my bike, but you know they work. um they they fit pretty well, but I have to wear sneakers with them because of that. And here's the seat. I think it's a pretty basic seat. I actually use this seat with a seat cover. You know, my my best friend is a bit sensitive, so I don't like sitting on the hard seat. So yeah. And then of course you can adjust the seat up and down easily with this. Now, when I bought it from Amazon, the spec said that it was 350 pounds max weight capacity. However, dun dun dun, this sticker came with the bike and it says 335 max. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with it's actually a weight capacity of 330 pounds and not 350 pounds, like Amazon said. But I mean, I still think it's important to note, but for me, it's okay. And then, of course, it's the very convenient water holder. Now, y'all know the Peloton has the water, at least the one I've used before, has the water holder right here. And this one has it here. I think this is very, very convenient. It's been working for me, okay? So, yep, that's the bike. It's very sturdy. These are actually very comfortable. I don't know if it's made from a different material than in the entry level Yosuda bike, but I really like this. Um, Maybe it will wear out quickly, but so far so good. The only issue there you go that I had putting the bike together was that I thought at first I should have been using all the pieces, but it appears that everything came with an extra piece. So I had extra pieces just in case, I guess, anything doesn't work. And so far so good. Easy setup and it's very sturdy. Okay, so let's talk about comparison. And I'm gonna go big and actually compare this to Peloton. Yes. Um, I've used the Peloton bike before. I'm not sure which version of the bike I was using because I was using it at the gym, but I've used the Peloton bike before, and honestly, I very much love it. But there are a few differences between the Peloton bike and this bike. Well, number one, I'm saying it as in I use this bike with the Peloton app. I have the Peloton app on my Fire Stick, so I take the classes on the Peloton app, and I just use this bike. Number one, resistance level, okay? So when you put in your resistance level on the Peloton bike, you can see it on the screen and you can tell exactly what resistance level you are at. With this, even on this bike alone, you can't say exactly what your resistance is. You just have to like feel it out or whatnot, and you're doing a lot of turning because like they say it is 100 micro adjustable resistance level, and I think that actually adds up to 100 turns. I'm not sure, but it takes you a while to get the resistance like really high and really low. Most of the Peloton classes, you know, have a close range in the resistance, but you know, I have done classes that went from 30 all the way up to like 70, 80 in resistance. So when you're trying to do something like that and you just have to be turning, that gets annoying and you don't know exactly where it is. But for me, this works because I just feel it out. Like let's say it says a 30% resistance. I think about what my max resistance would be, and then I go to 30% of what my max resistance is. And you're gonna have to feel that out if you get that, or if you get this bike, okay? And then even so, it takes your mind out of the race of you trying to keep up with other people. When they say put it to a certain resistance, you go to where you feel comfortable, where you could actually look at them and see the sort of effort they're giving with their legs and ease into it with the resistance that what you think would keep you at that level with the same cadence that they're saying. Of course, that when they say cadence or rest minute, you can match that with the rest minutes on your LCD screen, but not the actual resistance. That's number one. Number two, you can't be a part of the leaderboard. It's that simple. Um, you don't have a way to really directly connect into Peloton, and you can't show your output. So you can't really say where you're on the leaderboard, but maybe that takes the edge off. Like I'm usually very, very competitive. So I really, really like that. But what can I say? The bike costs about $1,600 less. You can't have everything. But I like to just compete against myself. I like to see, I can tell when a workout is getting easier for me than it was, and I love to say that I can see my own growth without having to do the leaderboard against anybody. So that's basically the biggest difference between Peloton. Now, how it actually feels riding the bike, the resistance on the scooter, very, very comparable, okay? This is a high quality bike. I know the Yosuda, the entry level Yosuda that is the most popular bike on Amazon. I've seen it get like iffy reviews. Nah, this is a really good bike. The magnetic resistance and the 40-pound flywheel just makes it feel really smooth. The ride is really good, and the quality of the bike, it just feels very, very sturdy. I love this bike. The only thing I can say I don't really appreciate about this bike maybe how uncomfortable the pedals were, but I'm coming from a bike that had like some plastic pedals that were really, really comfortable, whereas this one has metal pedals, and it isn't like the clipping pedals, it's regular metal pedals with the strap. For the price you're getting an amazing bike, okay? Get it, okay? If I had to rate it, in fact, when I do rate it on Amazon, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, okay? Because this is a really great, it's a really great bike. Now, if I had $2,000 to throw around, would I have gotten a Peloton? But of course. Since I couldn't get the Peloton, let's say if I could have gotten another bike that was cheaper in between this price and the price of the Peloton, I honestly wouldn't have gotten it. I would have gotten this bike because the things that make Peloton worth it would be connecting into the resistance levels and the leaderboard, and without those, I think this bike is just it's really great. It's great. Now let's talk about the price. When I got it, it was discounted $30. And then when I added in tax, it brought it up to $366. I noticed that it's always discounted. Okay, I think right after I bought it, I had a discount of $30. I saw it and it had a discount of $40, and I was very upset. But I said, you know what, no big deal. I still had to pay for shipping and handling to my country, which is a totally different story. I might get into that into another video. But yeah, price wise, it was $366, and it was worth every penny. Okay, get this bike, guys. It is really great. Um, I recently I recently lost 15 pounds. Not using this bike. On my old bike, I recently lost 15 pounds, and cycling was integral for that weight loss. But not only that, I'm the type of person, I work long days and I stay on my feet long days, and sometimes my mind is just going and going and going and processing when I get home, and I come home and I hop on this bike, and it's like I just ride away the stress. Okay, so if you're not a cycler, please just try it. Even if you have to like take a chance and go to a gym to try it maybe once to see if you can really get it, or try it for a week before you go and buy a home bike. You should do that because it's good for your health, it's good for your physical health, and it's good for your mental health. Okay, guys? Thank you for watching. Good day.